So my name is Ricardo Hazel with the Shadow League. It's a pleasure to speak with you both today. Mr. Harris, I'm a big fan of your work, and as well as you, Kash Doll. Now, I'd like to start with you, Mr. Harris. The role that you play, it's a complicated role. Somebody might say, oh, it's just another crooked cop, but he grew up with this guy. Right. So, pardon me, he watched Meech grow up. So it's not simply a dynamic of just, a money thing. Could you discuss that paradigm, your relationship of your character with Big Meech?
Well, I think Meech had me, I was that, I coached both of them in early baseball. So I had that sort of, his dad was that dude. I was the male figure outside of that, right? Doing whatever he's doing. I think I even started out on the straight and narrow, like I think all police officers do, right? Mm-hmm. And then you understand the game and you start saying, oh, maybe if I do a little bit here, a little bit there, I'm okay. So the dynamic when Meech turned into this, to me, feels like he still thinks that, look, I can still be a part of this action right here. It's not going to go too far. I know this kid. This kid won't take it beyond this. He won't cross the line. This was a good one for me to tap into. So I throw a little threat here, I throw a little threat there, and it's all gravy. But when you cross that line, and because I think my character wouldn't cross the line of killing somebody, wouldn't cross that line. Now, he might set you up, you do a bid, 3 years, whatever, but I don't think he would cross the line of taking you out. When you cross that line, now I either have to ride with you or I got to go against you. And to me, that was the one point where things start to change. I think other than that, I think he still thinks of him or views him as kind of the kid he always knew, rolling into the game because that's the game of the neighborhood. But you know what? We're going to do this a little bit. I can ride with you a little bit. I know that Big Pat is the one really running things. So I'm cool with you doing your little thing here. We can do it together. It's my feeling.
Thank you very much. A very well thought out answer. Kash Doll, could you tell me about your role in BMF and how it came to be, and what was your experience like on the set?
Well, my role, she's a little messy. She a little messy. She a little entertaining, dramatic. But she a bad bitch. So I feel like, she gonna bring the little extra oomph. Just like having two boyfriends and not being able to pick between the two. And he acting crazy over her, the stuff that we all tune in and like to see. What I learned on set and how was it on set, it was fun. I make everything fun. I like to have fun. So it was just like a learning experience, just being around so many vets in the game and just seeing how they operate and just learning little life hacks and shit like that. So, I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I've seen about 4 or 5 of the first episodes, and I got to tell you, everybody, there's no weak links in this film. Because I'm a journalist, and they forward them to me ahead of time. I got to know what I'm talking about.
I'm jealous.
I think both you guys are going to be like, wow, if you guys haven't seen it yet. Now, I'd like to follow up, Kash Doll, because being a Black woman, a lot of people try to put Black women in boxes and have been doing this for years. And you've probably already experienced that as an entertainer. What are some of the aspects that you brought from your actual self to this character to where your actual self and the character sort of synchronize, if you will?
I say because she was a boss. She still had her own thing going. Because outside of regular life with any woman of any type, any race, we all go through the same thing as far as with men. You know what I'm saying? So just because I'm Black don't mean that the situations I go through with men is different from a different race. Like, no. So, but at the end of the day, I'm still a boss. I still get up every day. I still take care of my child. And I still have morals. So I feel like that there, which is me, I represent a boss female that still have her cake and eat it too, and not in a relationship, but she's still able to juggle between the two guys that she likes. And ain't nothing wrong with it, because dudes do it all the time.
All right. All right.
I ain't,
Did what I had to
I ain't
say.
saying. I'm
Thank
gonna
you
let you
very
handle
much,
that
Kash
one
Doll.
there, Ricardo. Handle that.
Right, right. Steve, yeah, I've learned to be quiet during those moments.
Yes,
I've
sir.
lived a long time, and so I know to shut up. I don't have much time left. Now, she stated something that sparked my mind. What do you have to say about people who don't understand the moral realities of growing up in these environments? It's not ever today. And I heard a mainstream journalist say, "Oh, well, don't you think this is giving the wrong message to, inner city kids?" When I doubt they say the same thing about the cast of the Ozarks. So could you tell me about that juxtaposition between, your character's moral fiber and how you would explain it to the mainstream or the society at large?
Okay, so for me personally, I wouldn't spend much time explaining it. It's the truth of what goes on sometimes. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to deal with that, understand what's really happening. And as you pointed out, they weren't saying it about Ozarks or Sopranos or anything of that nature. So why am I going to spend time defending things that went on in my culture? I think, Cash growing up in Detroit and me growing up in Chicago, and the area where I grew up in Chicago, it's still one of those areas. And it's been since when I was a kid. And buddies of mine have done things and lived that sort of life. It's what it is. That's what they had to do. That's what they chose to do. Now, and if you really talk to them, they know what they're doing might be considered wrong or not, whatever it is, but they're trying to establish themselves and they're trying to live versus survive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end game. People are trying to live versus survive. Maybe if we stop rolling on all these judgments in that light and try to understand the difference between living and surviving, to me, in addressing that issue, we go a long way, especially in our community. Creating a living environment versus a survival environment, to me, would take us a long way.
Oh, thank you very much. They're telling me to get up on out of here. Kash Doll, Steve, I appreciate you. You both did a magnificent job. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you.